It's time to get the latest on the green and gold as we go In the Huddle. In the Huddle on the Woodward Radio Network. Now, here's Bill Scott.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tanners and Kimberly. Good to have you along this evening as we look forward to another NFL season. The San Francisco 49ers are up on Sunday afternoon at Lambeau Field. Packers will have a pretty good test, and here to tell us more about it is our co-host for the upcoming season out of the University of Arkansas. He's tight end DJ Williams.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I mean, I guess not thank you for having me.
Yeah, good to have you here.
Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, look,
it's my show.
Yes, it is. You won the 2010 John Mackey Award as the nation's best tight end in college at Arkansas. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's great. I had a couple friends up in the office. I made a couple phone calls, got them a couple tickets to Arkansas games, and won that award.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
They gave you the vote, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most productive tight end in Arkansas history. 5th round pick by the Packers in 2011. So you're the most productive tight end in Arkansas history. You win the John Mackey Award, yet the 5th round is when you came to the Green Bay Packers. Was that a little surprising? Do you think you'd go a little sooner? Or?
I did, and obviously, I'm glad I didn't, unless the Packers wanted to get me in the first, but that probably wasn't going to happen. But I'm very fortunate and blessed to be where I am. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. You were, by the way, what does DJ stand for?
David Jr.
David Jr.
Yeah, it's David Edward Williams Jr.
Okay.
Real proper name.
All right.
That's cool.
You're born in Fort Worth, Texas, moved to Arkansas with your mother and your 2 sisters, and I bring this up because it's right in your bio, but you moved because you escaped an abusive father. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that was a tough time for you. What age did that take place?
I want to say I was around 11 or 12, 13. Okay. I can't remember exactly how old I was. It was tough, but it's very humbling experience, I would say, especially where I am now, and especially from what we came through. My mom packed us all up, put us in a car with no money, no job, different state, lived in a shelter, and worked our way back up from nothing. And, my sister just graduated with her master's and her doctorate. So, and she just got engaged. My other sister is married with 2 kids, and now I'm here playing with the Packers. So it all kind of worked out.
And you got your own radio show.
Yeah, and my own radio show.
Even bigger and better yet.
Good stuff.
Well, good for you. And as a part of that, you received the 2010 Disney Spirit Award, which is given to the most inspirational figure in college football. And there are a lot of college football players out there.
Well, that's pretty cool. Comes with lifetime tickets to Disney World, too. So
is that right?
Pretty cool award to win.
So when are we going?
When are we going?
Yeah.
Well, we got about week 10. We can go chill
after
with
the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. After the Super Bowl. It's on me.
Now, I heard I heard you're a big music fan, and I heard you play the piano. And I heard from a colleague of mine that you play pretty well, that you were in one of the piano bars in Green Bay. And I don't know if, and you were...
that was like 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good stuff. I was at this place called Coco's, a little sushi place.
Yeah.
And they plugged it in, and I don't know if I can say this. I had a couple old fashions. It's like a cool little thing here in Wisconsin. We don't have that back at Arkansas.
Absolutely.
So my confidence was off the radar, and I got on it, played a couple, Journey songs, walking to Memphis. Place was going crazy. Still didn't get my meal paid for, but it's all right.
Well, and he just said that you were. I mean, they thought you were phenomenal. So I mean, is any career ambitions beyond football after that, or?
That'd be something I'd be interested in. Playing around. I'm real good friends with a guy who won American Idol a couple years ago, Chris Allen. He's from Arkansas, and we've talked about getting in the studio and messing around a little bit. So I'm excited to see that.
Oh, so you're that good?
I try.
That good, huh?
I do try.
I'm gonna have to come down to Coco's.
Yeah, come to Coco's
and hear you play. So how'd training camp go?
It went well. Didn't end the way that I wanted for myself, but I think for as a team, it ended very well, especially on a nice little note. You saw players stepping up, undrafted players like my guest tonight, Mr. Moses, and putting on a showing for themselves and showing that they can play in this league. And as far as, when the first team offense was out there, you can saw them, they were rolling, they were moving, the defense was looking good. So I'm excited to see us work in this first regular season game.
Yeah, we'll hear more from Dezman, but always great stories. There's always at least in Green Bay, there's 3, 4, sometimes 5 guys that make a roster every year that are undrafted free agents. I don't know if that means the scouting department maybe could have gotten them sooner and whatever. But the fact is they signed them, they took the chance on them, brought them in, and then it's up to the players to do it on the field. And guys like Dezman really laid it out there.
He did. I remember going up against him, and I don't know what it is about listening to guys that are drafted and not drafted. And we heard this guy wasn't drafted, so we're doing our one-on-one tight end drills with the linebackers, and he comes up. I was like, all right, we're finna run over this guy, say welcome to the league. I think it was Ryan Taylor. He just explodes into his chest, puts him down, and we're like, okay, we missed on this one, but I'm glad we picked him up.
It's those players, and not that other players take a play off, but it's those players that never take a play off.
That is true, and I think that shows them why they got their look in the first place. And like I said, it's unbelievable. I can't believe he wasn't drafted. He's that good, and he's going to be showing it to everyone on Sundays.
You came into camp, and I think I read in much better shape, stronger, more chiseled, more defined. How'd you pull that off?
Oh man, it was. I know she's taken right now, but I got this big crush on Jordana Brewster. She played in that Fast and the Furious movie, and I looked up, some people she used to be with, and they were all cut up and chiseled. So I figured if I put myself, up with those guys, maybe I'll get a shot one day.
I actually meant, how did you do it?
Oh, not why.
Well, the why is important too, because you need to be motivated sometimes.
Very true. Besides my cow tipping, activities, but a lot of conditioning, bleachers, being back at Arkansas, working out with the football team, and really picking up Pilates. I'm serious. That's some good stuff. That's probably one of the toughest workouts that I do.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you do, Leo? Pilates? Something like that? Yeah.
Do it on those machines. It's a real good workout.
Yeah. Let's get back to the cow tipping, because I'm sure anybody that has a computer probably has been online to see the interview that was posted, you talking about your cow tipping escapades. But it basically started out, you said you had a lot of friends at Arkansas, teammates that were country boys, and you didn't have anything better to do.
That's right. Grant Freeman, Grant Cook. Grant Cook was actually up here, a tryout guy, and he was on the team. And my buddy Wade Grayson was in there too. And we were just sitting around, and there was this girl. So I always talk about a girl. Her name was Simone. She was beautiful. And so we were sitting around saying, let's go cow tipping. Maybe we can, maybe I can impress Simone if I'm
going to cut you short. We'll get back with the story right when we come back. We do have to take a break. Back with more after this on the Woodward Radio Network. Transportation for our guests during the season brought to you by L&S Classic Limousine Service. Personal professional service for all occasions. Call 730-8297. That's 920-730-8297. Back at Tanner's and Kimberly as In the Huddle continues. Our first show with DJ Williams, our co-host for the entire season. And it is time now to welcome our next guest, an undrafted rookie from Tulane. He is linebacker Dezman Moses.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Thanks for coming out.
I appreciate
it. We'll get to you in just a second. I do want to finish the cow tipping story with DJ.
All right.
that we
so
left
Simone, she's beautiful. Yeah. Long blonde hair, just something special. Nice little Southern belle. So we go out there. It's night, and first of all, cow tipping, you really can't sneak up on a cow. First of all, they don't sleep standing up. They sleep laying down for whoever. Anyway. So we get up there.
Do they really sleep laying down? I thought they slept standing up.
Well, Jordy Nelson told me they slept laying down, and he's a true country boy, so I'm going to take his word. Yeah. He owns cows. And so I said, I'm going to impress her. I'm going to go slap this cow in the butt. So I think I approached the wrong cow that had a baby cow with him. And so it went in defense mode, and to end some of the rumors, when that cow wanted to get it on, I really wasn't up for it. So he started charging. And so I started running, and now we're in an agility drill, and I got Simone on my side, kind of forgot she was there, and it's dark outside. So we're all sprinting, screaming, laughing, having a good time, and I lose my vision, and Simone's here, I'm there, and now we're just kind of running full speed at each other without looking at each other. And I clean her up, deep clean her. And I don't know if you know about cow fields. They don't use porta potties.
Little cow pies laying around.
And she got, firsthand what one of those feels like. So it was started to try to impress her. I think it still worked. Nothing wrong with a little cow turd. Good night, though. It was a great night.
So, the art of cow tipping. I think people in Wisconsin have heard
rumors.
Yeah, heard rumors about cow tipping. So you really tipped it over, huh?
I mean, I guess I tipped her over. I mean, I don't know if I was referring to her as the cow.
Yeah.
But she was. I mean.
No, but I mean, if you tipped the cow over.
It is true. It does happen. It's very tough to do, and that's still something I'll work on next season to get it all the way over.
So that's part of your regime for the workout program.
You got to get it right.
Yeah. Outstanding. That's good stuff. All right. All right. This is cow tipping as a workout program. So Dezman Moses, you started out at the University of Iowa.
Correct.
And you ended up in Tulane.
Right. Yep.
How did you end up in Tulane? And why?
They were one of the schools that gave me an opportunity and a chance when I was leaving Iowa. I felt comfortable with them and their defensive coordinator, and that ended up being my decision.
And you left Iowa because just playing time, or?
Combination of things. I was immature. I was a young guy. I wasn't getting the play time that I thought I should have been getting, but it's one of those things. It was definitely a learning experience, and I appreciate Iowa for that opportunity. But I think it was best to leave at that point, and I think it was a wise decision.
Mm-hmm. So you got to Tulane, and you played defensive end there.
Correct.
And I believe I saw you're the second all-time sack leader in Tulane history, and you played just 2 years. So
I think I was the third, but I collected a few sacks in 2 years.
Yeah. So you come to the pros, and you move, and you play linebacker in this camp. Was that something you wanted to do? Was that something you welcomed?
Absolutely. Even in high school, playing Pop Warner growing up, and my first 2 years at Iowa, I was a linebacker. So that's where I felt most comfortable standing up, being able to have good vision. It was something I was excited about doing, and thanks to Coach KG, I made the transition fairly well.
Yeah, it was a pretty good coach to learn from, huh?
Yeah, one of the best ever.
Sack master.
Oh yeah.
He's done a few dances from time to time as well. So what, were you a little disappointed when you didn't get drafted? Did you think you should have been?
Obviously I was disappointed. As a player, I believe in myself. I'm confident, in my ability. And that was one of the things I was looking forward to, was being drafted. It didn't happen, so I just had to move on from there. I still had confidence. It was just one of those things where you can't control it, so why be upset about it? I got the call from Green Bay. I was excited, and I was ready to go to work from there.
So the Packers draft Nick Perry, and they changed him from a down end to a linebacker,
right,
and then you from a down end to a linebacker. Obviously, they got a great teacher in Kevin Green, but that's almost a little odd, DJ, to see that many players going from one spot in college to the other in the pros.
I think it's them, trying to build on from the team from last year, picking out, where we could get stronger. And, obviously you got Clay Matthews on one side, looks like a lion with his mane on fire when he's in the zone. And you got three people trying to block him. So I think with the addition of our new players that are very talented and can get to the quarterback as well, that'll take attention off Clay. And now you have B.J. Raji, you have Pickett, you have Worthy now, you have Moses, you have Perry. Pick your poison, because all of them can get to the quarterback and make plays.
Yeah, now they put you behind Clay Matthews.
Right.
That's doesn't seem to be a great career move because as long as they keep signing him, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's
want to take
thing
a spot?
for me. No, I mean, hey, it's football. It's competitive. That's what it's about. But I'm learning from one of the best, and he's definitely one of the best. The way he approaches his craft, the time he studies allows him to be the player that he is. It's not just based off talent and going out there on Sundays. He spends a lot of time, puts a lot of hours in. I respect his game overall.
How many teams were looking to sign you after the draft besides the Packers?
There weren't too many. It was only two other teams, and one wanted me to play, fullback. So nice. It was a pretty easy decision for me. Green Bay was the team that I was most interested in throughout the entire process.
Saints?
Yeah.
They were the one that wanted you to play fullback?
Mm-hmm.
What, have you ever played fullback before?
No. I played wide receiver in high school. I was an all-state wide receiver, so I think I could make a transition if I needed to, but I wanted to play linebacker. It was something I was very comfortable with, and, Green Bay gave me the opportunity.
Tackle guys instead of having to block guys, huh?
Could have started off as fullback. Mark Ingram goes down, move to tailback, lead the NFL in fantasy points.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If John Kuhn, they only have one fullback on the roster. If John Kuhn ever goes down,
8-4. I'll be back there trying to get some rushing yards.
Ironically, the Packers do treat the tight end and the fullback position. They always talk about body types. That the body type is pretty similar, and they could change guys out. If you had to go play fullback, would you be able to step right into a game? Mm-hmm. If John Kuhn went down in the game, would you be able to just walk in and do it right away?
Yeah, we do it in practice, and we have personnels for that because we do know we have one fullback, and hats off to John Kuhn. His job is to let the hole open. You got the offensive line, defensive line, then it kind of parts like the Red Sea. And you got John Kuhn and somebody like Ray Lewis on the other end who's coming full speed, and there's nowhere else to go. It's gonna be you or me, and he does that play after play after play. And he knows, he's very valuable in our pass protection. He's protecting the best quarterback possibly to ever play the game, and third down, you'll see him out there a lot protecting Aaron as he's picking the defense apart.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder about the shelf life of a fullback? Did that enter your mind as well?
You say the shelf life?
Yeah.
What's that?
In terms of how long they're going to be in the league. All they do is they take the biggest guys on the other side. It could be Ray Lewis. It could be a nose guard. It could be anybody. Usually everybody's bigger than you are, and you got to block them.
Very true. They always say the NFL stands, not for long, and for a position like that, it's very tough to be banging someone play after play after play. But Kuhn's been in the league a while, and he doesn't look like he's slowing down.
Yeah. 2012 training camp. Your thoughts on how everything went for you?
It was a great learning experience for me. I learned a lot as a player. Got a chance to grow as a linebacker. Learning from one of the best. Techniques that I've never heard of
Cobra
before. That's taught, and it's great techniques. So when you're learning from a guy who's played for 15 years. He did it at a very high level. It's easy to learn from him. You know that anything he says is pretty much valid. So I'm looking forward to learning more and becoming a better player.
All right. Dezman Moses, our guest on the program this evening, along with DJ Williams. We'll come back and continue our conversation from Tanners and Kimberly. Packers getting set to take on the 49ers. Back with more after this on the Woodward Radio Network. Back at Tanners and Kimberly as we continue In the Huddle along with DJ Williams and Dezman Moses as we continue our conversation gearing up for the Sunday home opener for the Packers against the 49ers. So DJ told us about the cow tipping thing. So if he said, hey, Rook, we're going cow tipping, what would you tell him?
I still have no idea what cow tipping is. Cows where I'm from, so.
Northerners.
Did you have any kind of initiation through training camp as a rookie player?
Not too much. It's a lot of guys are they're focused on trying to win a championship. So that's pretty much where all of our attention goes and energy. But I had to bring in lunch for a away game. Wasn't too bad though. I didn't mind.
Yeah. We don't haze here at Green Bay.
Well, I know there's a different thing between initiation and hazing. Hazing that can be some cruel stuff.
Yeah, they usually pick more on the draft picks. Like Derek Sherrod got picked on quite a bit last year. Had to pay out the pocket a lot, going out on O-line dinners, and no lineman can eat.
Oh, yes, they can.
And it's usually the real fancy steakhouses when we travel, and they usually don't really mind about ordering a couple things to eat later in the hotel room or ordering a bottle of wine, not even to drink it, just ordering them. So, he got hit pretty hard last year.
How about tight ends?
They took care of us. There was two of us, and we were later draft picks, and we only had to pick up the mill a couple times. And actually, Jermichael Finley paid quite a bit for us, so he's like our little big brother.
Yeah, he's got the big contract now.
Yeah,
so
he's got that money.
Graham Harrell, what in your opinion did he go through in this training camp? And I've got to believe you're pretty happy to see him come through and with that strong performance in that last preseason game.
He did very well. It was exciting to see him not just perform, but at a high level. Win a game here and there. You think back to the last year's Colts game, how he came and we won the game at the end when Ryan scored the touchdown. Then they had the 2-point conversion. Then we onside kicked it. Then he drove down, got a field goal, and he just carried on to this preseason as well. Now I think he's ready to step in for that strong second spot.
Do you think he was unjustly scrutinized?
Unjustly scrutinized? What are you talking about? Did I miss something?
Yeah, no, newspapers and radios and television. They appeared to, they questioned whether he was good enough to be the number 2 quarterback.
No, I think he's doing well. I need to, I don't have cable at my house right now, so I missed all the news interviews, and I can't read because I'm too busy cow tipping in Arkansas. So this is new business to me. But he's doing a great job. You have to back up Aaron Rodgers. That's a very tough act to follow. And he had a lot of pressure on him, but he responded well, and he knows the offense, and he's still learning it and getting better every day, and he's poised out on the field, and that's huge for a quarterback in this league. And now he's got nowhere to go but up.
Are you ready for NFL football on a season to start on a Wednesday?
It's cool. It'll give me something to do. I'm bored out of my mind. I've been waiting for football to start. I literally sat on my balcony downtown in Green Bay and watched a spider spin a web for about an hour and a half. It's pretty cool how they do it. They take down the old one, put the new one up, and just wait. And
you are a patient man, though.
Very patient man. Don't have much to do.
NFL officials, the replacements are going to work games starting Wednesday and right through the weekend, and we'll see. They were at the table again for the 3rd day in a row yesterday. Didn't get anything accomplished. Everybody's pointing fingers, blaming the other. Are you worried about that?
I guess you can't worry about something you can't control. The calls have been a little bit different throughout the preseason. I remember Nick Perry had a personal foul after he had a sack, and he just maybe half-second flexed, and he got a personal foul and a flag thrown, and just little things like that. It's a little different from high school and college to the play style in the NFL of letting some things slide. It's more aggressive, more physical, and I think the preseason, hopefully they got a good grasp on what to call and what not to call.
What if, Dezman, if they make a bad call and it costs you a game, which may cost you a division, which may cost you home field advantage? There's a lot of things that can go wrong or right between that, but I think that's the things that people are looking for now. They're looking for every little thing to happen with these officials.
Yeah, well, they got a tough job. It's an extremely fast game. They're doing the best that they can, and we have to understand that. But hopefully everything gets worked out with the normal referees. I haven't played in a regular season game to know the difference. Coming from college where they really getting a call is rare. So I can't complain too much. I just hope everything gets worked out. So we can go about our business as normal.
Do you know what they're asking for, the officials? Do you know what the holdup is?
I have no idea. Again, my cable's been out, so I've been missing ESPN.
From what I understand, some of the main holdup is over pension. The league wants to get rid of the pension, put them into a 401k type scenario, and get them in the same type program that all of the other part-time employees that work for teams have, and they don't want that. That's part of the deal. There's one of the other things is the league wants the officials to work less games. So in the past, if you're one of the better officials, you work every week, 16 weeks, and if you're good enough, you work the playoffs and so on. They're trying to back these guys off to 12, 13, 10 games, and that's a sticking point too. So we'll see what happens. But I get the feeling though we're at that point where coaches can't say too much for risking a fine. Players haven't said too much because it hasn't been a regular season game. But I get the feeling that if they go out and do good, well, then the real officials don't have a leg to stand on. But I don't think there's a lot of people think that this is going to be a good thing, and there's going to be pressure on the commissioner to get this fixed.
And God be with them if they make a blown call in Lambeau Field. Hopefully they got Arnold Schwarzenegger taking him out to the car because fans at Lambeau don't play around.
What do you think of Lambeau with all the construction going on there?
It's pretty cool. I can't wait till they get it done. The Jumbotron's awesome, and adding in the seats, I already thought Lambeau was crazy as it is. Now you're going to throw in how many more thousand people?
Yeah, it's another 10 or so.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I always think, where does everyone come from?
Yeah, and plus the standard.
Because I drive around Green Bay all the time. I don't see anyone.
All over the Midwest.
That's
all
crazy,
over the state and the Midwest.
I think it's unbelievable how we pack out our stadium.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, if you had to depend on just Green Bay, then you'd maybe fill up a half a section.
So we're bringing in everybody. No, it's cool.
You were part of a 15-1 team a year ago.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was like to lose for a minute.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'd sit in the locker room with Ryan Taylor, and we're just like, after every week, everyone's in a good mood. I'm just like, what's it going to be like if we lose one game? Is the coach going to yell, or the players going to be in a bad mood? We went with 13 weeks without losing one, or 12 weeks. Were we 13?
Something like that.
And so it was a great feeling to be a part of, and I understood how rare that happens here in the NFL, and I was very blessed to be a part of it, and we kind of want to do better this year. So that's going to be very exciting to see.
I think the fan, and everybody I talk to, fans, players, coaches, 15-1 is great. But when you lose that first playoff game, it doesn't mean quite as much, does it? You'd take 14-2 or 13-3 if you could, get to the big game.
Yeah, you want that Super Bowl, and that's what we're setting out to do this year. McCarthy says it all the time. We're not shy to say it or, running away from it. That's what we practice for. That's what we play for, and that's what this team and franchise is about, is winning championships, and we want to win this year.
Well, Dezman, this was a defense a year ago that was dead last or near the bottom in some categories, and I'm sure all about that, and it's something that's talked about in defensive meetings and so forth. What is the vibe from the defense this year as you go in and as the players that were here a year ago kind of try to better themselves?
I think they understand, exactly what, the outside perception of them were. Their guys are extremely hungry. There's a sense of urgency, with the vets, and that, runs all the way down to us. So we understand what the situation is. We have a great quarterback, and, that's very rare and tough to come along in this league, and you really want to back them up when you have an opportunity to win and be successful. So I think the guys really understand the situation that we're in, and we're happy that we're in it, and it's just something we have to get done.
Couple of seconds here.
Happy Labor Day, by the way.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, happy Labor Day.
Well, that took the couple of seconds.
Yeah,
so
it did.
Now we're in good shape.
There we go.
All right, we will come back, and it's time for the Granite Peak email segment. When we return, Justin Hall will join us, and he'll have some questions from our fans around the state. In the Huddle continues from Tanners and Kimberly after this on the Woodward Radio Network. Back at Tanner Sports Bar and Grill in Kimberly. In the Huddle continues with tight end and my co-host for the season, DJ Williams, and our special guest, Dezman Moses. Granite Peak Ski Area is gearing up for an incredible ski season. Season passes are on sale now through September 30th. If you ski or ride 6 times or more, the season pass is your best value. New this season, Granite Peak welcomes Dasher, a new high-speed quad chairlift serving the western runs. The best just keeps getting better. Visit skigranitepeak.com. Time now for our Granite Peak email segment. Let's go on to Justin Hall.
All right, just a reminder to inthehuddleshow.com. That's the website. You can put your email questions there, and also follow the show on Twitter at InTheHuddleShow, and you can tweet us your questions too. So let's get right to it. First questions for both of you guys coming from Alan Oshkosh. Wants to know each of your impressions of Green Bay before you came here.
Good friends with the tight end that used to play here, Keith Jackson, back in Arkansas, and he said, you're going to a place where you can focus to become a better football player and excel because there's absolutely nothing else for you to do. And so that was my impression coming to Green Bay.
And based on your acknowledging the fact that you watch spiders webs.
Yeah, he forgot that
he was
part,
right,
that they got spiders out there.
Yeah.
He missed that part.
How about you?
For me, I started out at Iowa, University of Iowa, and it's very similar here. So I kind of knew what to expect. A place where I could focus and get my work done, which is exciting for me. It's good to have nothing to do sometimes.
I got to say this, too, about DJ hanging out with Keith Jackson. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's the man down there in Arkansas. Even though he didn't play there, he played at OU. But he had a good career, and he loves the Packers. He told me about the stadium bakery where they got something called Bear Claws. I haven't tried them yet, but he said they're pretty good. I'll bring some next week.
Deal. Sounds good. Yeah. All right, we'll get to our next question coming from John in Fond du Lac. Who was your training camp roommate, and do you have a good story you can share about that?
Oh, yeah. Shaky Smithson. And our rooms are set up where we got one little tiny bed over here and another one right there and in the same room. And within 30 minutes, my bed had to be moved because he went in there and decided to take a nap. It was like sleeping with a freight train. It's unbelievable because he's not even a big dude. And for a minute there, I thought he was, struggling sleeping, because he would stop breathing for about a good 15 seconds and then just try to take all the air up that he missed in those 15 seconds. So I would do it, but it's probably going to be bad for this microphone. So.
For me, my roommate was Terrell Manning. And, for a minute he had a stomach bug, so he was using the bathroom constantly. And I had to use the bathroom, pretty often myself, due to all the hydration. So we had a little bathroom war, and I think he got the best of it though, because he spent more time in the bathroom than all of my sisters together.
All right, we'll just go to another question.
How do you have a bathroom war? Are y'all in at the same time?
No, we had to fight through the door.
It's cool. Fair enough.
Not in the bathroom.
We'll try to transition away from that one. Next question coming from Mark in Madison. What is your favorite sport outside of football to follow?
For me, it's probably, I would say basketball. I was pretty into basketball in high school. I was pretty good. Scored like 1,200 points. So I would say I was a pretty good basketball player. So I'm still a pretty big basketball fan.
Basketball is mine as well. And to this day, I feel if I had 4 or 5 more inches, like me and Kobe, I mean, who would you pick? They wouldn't say Kobe or LeBron. It'd be DJ or Kobe. So 5, who knows? Who knows what happens?
I could ask Dezman, how big were you in high school? You said you played receiver and obviously a good basketball player.
I started high school, I was 165. I gained 20 pounds every year. So my senior year, I was about 220. So I was a little heavier than everybody else. I had a strength advantage for sure.
I was the opposite way. My sophomore year in high school, I weighed the most I've ever weighed. I was like 265 and got real insecure about my body. I didn't even know Jordana back then. It was a girl named Kelsey. She was a grade above me. And so I worked my way down, and now I'm like 230 something. It's unbelievable.
All right, we'll get to another question here. This one comes from Tim in Madison. What is the best piece of football advice you have received over the last few years?
We were playing the Vikings, I think, and Andrew Corliss just made a play, and, he tripped. Probably could have scored a touchdown. So me and Ryan are on the sideline laughing at him, watching the Jumbotron. And at the same time, they're shouting at the personnel for a tempo play. So tempo plays, when you get on the field, you don't even get in the huddle. You just get on the ball, hut. Usually something good happens. You catch the defense off guard. So I'm still watching the Jumbotron, and they're yelling this tempo play. I'm not hearing it, but I'm supposed to be in there. And so then I look at the field, and everybody's doing this. And then I was like, it's me. They're missing me. And Coach McCarthy said, don't let it happen again. And so that was
good advice.
Sounds like great advice.
I didn't test them.
For me, it was probably some advice from my dad. He just always told me, whenever I'm out there, just play as hard as possible. Don't ever let anyone see you take a play off, because what you put on film is your identity. So I stuck by that, and I think it's paying off.
Got time for one more?
Yep, one more quick one.
All right, we'll get from Steve in Wausau. This one's for you, Dezman. Bill and DJ were talking about DJ's piano playing earlier. Any interesting talents you can share with us?
I actually played the drums. I played the drums since I was about 5 years old. I think one of my first Christmas gifts was drumsticks and a drum set, and I just kept going along with that ever since I was a young guy, all the way up to the first couple of years of high school, and then I gave it up. Sports was just kept me busy. You
guys have quite the band then. You got drums, you got keyboards. I think Rogers and
plays guitar.
Brett plays guitar.
Yeah, I'll bring the kazoo and we'll all be working together.
Good to go. I don't even know what a kazoo is.
Oh, you got to get out more. I'll tell you.
So.
You got to stop watching spider webs. All right, we'll pick a winner for our new Granite Peak ski package for 2 when we return. Back with more In the Huddle from Tanners and Kimberly after this on the Woodward Radio Network. Back at Tanners and Kimberly as we continue in the huddle on this Monday night, our first of the season. DJ Williams and Dezman Moses with us. DJ will be with us all season long. And it is time now to announce our winner of our Granite Peak ski package. Let's go back out to Justin Hull.
All right, we'll go with John and Fond du Lac. Had the training camp question. A couple good stories coming from you guys. So we'll give John the ski package. And again, next week, inthehuddleshow.com. You can find out the guests there as well as submit your questions, and we'll pick a winner each and every week.
All right. Thank you, Justin. Good job. San Francisco 49ers are on the agenda now, but how do you go through, when it's the regular season opener, you've been thinking about this game all season long, you've been working all training camp. How do you not play the game before it gets here?
It's a tough one. You just got to go through your routine. You got to prepare the correct way, and then understand you just can't show up on Sunday and expect to win. You have to win throughout the week in film room and weight room and practice. Give yourself the opportunity to succeed, and I think that's how our team approaches this game, and it's a big one to start off with, and it's going to be a good one for me because I used to play for the 49ers, so it'll be good playing them again.
For me, I just try to, like you said, focus on, what you have to do one day at a time. And then also, you just really want to, for me, I like to visualize the game ahead of time anyway. So I like to, go over assignments, go over certain scenarios, possible scenarios, things that could happen to me in the game. So when it happens, visually that's my second time seeing it, and, I can react a little faster.
Yeah, now I did listen to your answer. What do you mean you used to play for the 49ers?
It was Pee-wee. Yeah. I used to be starting quarterback.
You thought I wasn't paying attention, right?
Yeah, I used to be quarterback, and they pulled me, so I'm a little bitter against the 49ers.
You used to play quarterback, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you didn't throw nothing but 5-yard passes when you're that young, but I still was the quarterback.
Yeah, they're the team that some are picking to win the NFC and be the representative in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Does that does that offend you guys at all? Or
I mean, I know a few
you're
people.
15-1. I mean, you're not getting as much love as 15-1 teams usually do.
Yeah, the only group of people that need to believe that we're going to be the last team standing is those 53 in the locker room and the how many thousands in the stands watching. As long as we got our state behind us, we feel like we can win every game.
49ers defense at or near the top of many statistical categories last season, and they restocked on offense a little bit. But your thoughts on their defense, what you're going to be going up against?
Very talented group of guys. Their defensive line is very good. Their linebacking core is exceptionally good. And their DBs like to run around and hit people. And so they're, one of the best defenses in the league. And the good part about it is we feel like we're the best offense in the league, so it'll be a good showing.
Well, you were the best offense in the league last year. There's no question about it.
I was trying to be a little humble.
Yeah, and I fully expect, I think, with a little more running game this year, that you're going to be there again this year.
No, I'll be at tight end.
No, year. I mean with
Benson.
Yeah, with
Benson.
Okay,
cool. All right, cool.
What do you think of that move? Bringing Benson in, did that surprise you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and J. Mike loves it, another Texas boy, and so, but he runs the ball very well. He runs really hard. He's always falling forward, and those yards add up at the end of the day. And not just him, but Alex Green came on strong last preseason game. He's getting that knee healthy. Starks is getting healthy, and you all know how good he can be. And Brandon Sane is that running back that you can put in different spots, and he's a very intelligent back, athletic as well, and special teams. And so we got a good running back core.
Des, what does Randy Moss bring to the 49ers?
A lot of speed and experience. He's one of those guys who's been feared for a long time. But as a whole offense, they're a talented team. They got good guys in every position, and you have to respect them as an opponent. But respect only goes so far. Once we get out there, it'll be man against man. It'll be time to play football then.
Yeah, they want to slow it down. You guys want to speed it up. You're up tempo. A lot of no huddle. I'll tell you one thing. You guys, offensively and defensively, when you sit and run that no huddle in practice, I don't think there's anybody that's going to outdo you in terms of being in shape.
I got my little dose back after being off 2 weeks, or pretty much 2 weeks of not practicing, getting back in there today, and I forget how in shape we are to run that offense, and it's a lot of Aaron Rodgers based. What he wants, you got to be able to do, and if you're tired out there, then you're probably not going to be on the field.
Do you follow other guys at your position around the league? You keep an eye on?
You do. I mean, that's just, especially, I mean, not as much as I did in college, and I don't know the difference, but you see players out there that are, making names for themselves, making plays, and watching their film and how defenses guard them and what they do to succeed. Jimmy Graham is out there. I watch Jermichael. You got Vernon Davis. He's out there, and the Gronk. I don't know if he's kind of in a different spectrum. He's not like the athletic type. He's just big and has big hands and makes plays, and so it's good seeing other tight ends out there succeeding.
Fantasy football, you play?
I do not.
No, not too much.
Never gave it much thought?
I mean, I take a peek every now and then and see my points keeping consistently at 0, so it's pretty cool.
All right, injuries looks like this team is getting healthy again. Mm-hmm. Just at the right time, which is a good thing.
That's huge, especially dealing with as many dealing with as many injuries as we did in preseason. But everybody's getting amped up and ready to roll.
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward. I know you guys are looking forward to. I think we all are. One of the great matchups coming up Sunday, 49ers and Packers. So go get them. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
it. DJ, looking forward to a great season.
Right on.
DJ Williams. All right, for Justin Hall, Mike Steele, our engineer here, Reggie Rizou back in our studios. Back again next week as we go in the huddle on the Woodward Radio Network.